Hey, everybody. Sorry, I'm putting the tableau together for the one I did. It's on my notebook. Give me 1 second. Hey, Jenny. Hi, everybody. I hope you can see it all right. The light that I normally use took a shit, so that's not working. So I hope that this is okay. And if not, I apologize. Hey, J-Lo. Hey, Jenny. Square Peg. Let's see who else is in here. Tammy. Daydream. Hey, Carol. How are you? Joyce. Shows up good. Is my volume good too, Jenny? Volume up real good. Hey, Carmen. Okay, awesome. So thank you for being patient with me while I was recovering from a pinched nerve. Sorry about that. It sucked. So I hope you guys saw Johnny's show tonight. He went live with Kelly. They did a live stream on gossip and stuff. That was fun to watch. Um, So this is Kamala Harris's grand tableau that I've been promising you all for like ever. I'm going to try to come on, and I got to do one for Tim Waltz as well. And I want to do one on JD Vance because I'm thinking Homeboy is how do the French say it? Le faute when they lose the election. Let me see. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. So this is a grand tableau for those of you that are new. This spread is reserved for Kipper and the Lennies. This is an 8x4 plus 4 format. The Lennies are a 9x4, meaning 9 rows across, 4 down, where this one is an 8x4 plus 4 down here. The Lennies can also use a 9x4 format. I prefer this format here with the line of fade on the bottom. You will often hear me speak about houses. Houses are fixed, and that is in reference to the position of each card. So this is position 1, which would be the Rider, position 2, the Clover, position 3, the Ship, so on and so forth. If I were to take the deck and put it in numerical order, it would be correspondent to the houses. Those are fixed. Those do not change. The only thing that changes is the cards that lay in that position. So let's get started. She's right here, Kamala Harris. So this is her September column right here. She's got a good team of people working for her, and she's out speaking a lot. People that she trusts. Here's a team of people. There's some nervousness here about perhaps some decisions that are being made, or some attention to detail that needs to be had about decisions that are going to be made. Kamala Harris is sitting in the House of Dog, loyal and trustworthy. And then her speaking, her going to meetings. Okay, her negotiating as well. Now, she sits in the House of Dog, which is card number 18. Follow it up. Here's number 18, sitting in the House of Clover. Clover right next to it. She is the person that is in service or helps this person here. There's Joe Biden. Okay. She helps him. So easily identified Joe Biden right there. He's still in power here. The bear in the House of House, power in the House, power in government, the executive of the government that is committed to the public. Well, that comes to an end. Okay. He's going to transition out. He sits in the House of Ship, transitions. Okay. There's a problem here with an enemy, though. 2 of them. Well, more than, this is doubles or multiples, so it could be more than one. One is sitting in the House of Tree. There are 2 enemies. Well, more than one, but the mountain is knighting here to the stars. It's knighting here to the ring. Knights here to the whip. Knights here to the anchor. This is ongoing conflict. Division around a border. This separates two places. So there's two areas where he's looking at that are causing problems with enemies, ongoing persistent conflict. And one, we are promised to protect and guard with the bear here. The other, this one here, I would be wary. There is, this one here is an enemy that has been spending loads of financing. This is finance and power, food, money, shopping, that sort of thing, to change something manipulatively. It sits in the house of Fox, okay? Manipulating a change online for the elections. Crossroads in the house of stars in the house of Crossroads. What sits over it? The Crossroads. So here are two powers, or one power that wants to control the election here to change it, and it comes from abroad. I think we all know who we're speaking about there. One of the symbols, the Lennies can be metaphorical, literal, symbolic. One of the symbols of that one is a bear. The other one could be represented by a star. But the one that's the star, duplicitous, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, and that's as far as I can go with that one. There's money here that is being cut off, or support that's being cut off here. Also, this person here, power, they don't continue power. Power is delayed here because of something that could have been a lot of confusion. Okay. The fish in the house of, what is this? Clouds. A lot of confusion, a lot of trouble around his health and an illness. Tree in the house of Coffin. It's not of anything to be concerned, simply because the tree sits too far. If it were closer, yes, but it sits too far. Now, another way to interpret this would be that this person may have some sort of a blockage in the kidneys or bladder that may require a quick little surgery. That's another way to interpret that. This person in government in the White House right here retires. Okay. Another thing to note in this grand tableau, the whip is sitting in its own house. The lilies is sitting in its own house. Overall, for the whole theme of this tableau, chronic criticism about age, criticism about someone's military service, criticism about someone's character, ethnicity. Sorry, I'm taking a sip of water. Let me see. So those two are in their own houses. This next line right here, expect trouble and fights in the courts for the elections because they're going to try to overturn it. We discussed that when we did Trump's grand tableau. We talked about fake electors throwing out ballots, missing ballots, challenging ballots, ballots not being counted. That was on Trump's tableau that we did in June. So go see that video for further information. There's the tableau, June 28th, 24. And we talked about it because it was all right here. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump's tableau shows up. Where is she? She shows up right here. Okay, here was Biden stepping out. Dog, rider, in the house of Coffin, snake, and clover. So news of the person that is trusted ending the race because of an illness, lies from the media, but it's still an opportunity to make an agreement and win. Okay. Kamala Harris is right here in the house of Tower, a woman in the law or a woman in office. We talked about Project 2025, which is going to become the central focus. And the reason I said that was because it was in the center, in the heart of his tableau. And then if you follow it this way, the woman has knowledge. She's very energetic, joyful. But here's the ballots that they try to take away. There's the letter in the house of mice. So mail and ballots taken away. And it's followed by the scythe. Ballots taken away here. And then here it's the ballots with the letter and the snake lying about the ballots. Hey, Anita, thank you. And then here with the, what do you call this? The letter and the fox. Okay, so it's the same shit. They're gonna, we talked about it in the last one. It's the same thing here. There's going to be a lot of legal fights this way in regard to the ballots. Now, there's also going to be further on down the road. This shows that she wins, just to get it out of everybody's, get that question out of the way. Here's the elections. Look at everything that's around it. She's close to the house. She's got both of the, what do you call this? Celestials really close. I would have liked to see them above her, but she's sitting right next to each one. So that's still a good position. She's moving this way. There's the house. So there's her fame, her reputation, her honor, the woman, energetic, positive, successful, committed to the house. Okay. There's success again, and then access. So she gets in. Trump is down here. He's the king of clubs. Big old farting man of trouble. Okay. He's the clouds. We'll get to him when we get to him, but it shows him losing. He sits in the house of key. Okay. Problems and confusion. He wants access. Follow the key. Access. How is he going to try to get it? Through stealing. This is position number 23. Follow it. There's the mice, number 23. Follow this line. Going to the courts, debating, fighting over the ballots because he's trying to steal them. It's losses here. He loses. See? And we're still stuck with a liar here. So Trump loses a lot, by a lot. This sits in the house of fish, and then it's followed by the snake in the house of clover. Persistent lying and trouble. Okay, so I wouldn't sweat it too much. Still, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Get your asses out to vote. Get everybody you know out to vote. Get their people to get other people out to vote. So, but this shows that she is very, very, very successful. So for right now, in her month of October, we're looking at her team working on the details, making decisions about what she's going to be talking about. There's some nervousness around her though too. And did you all see today that not only did Liz Cheney endorse Kamala Harris, but her dad, Darth Vader, Dick Cheney, also endorsed her. So yeah, hell has officially frozen over. This next column for the following month in October, we see this man here. He's doing something with something that has to be that is abroad, where there's a lot of conflict. Man is sitting in the house of ship. Whip is in its own house. Conflict. The sun is in the house of tower. And then the writer in the house of letter, followed by the clouds. There's going to be some serious issues with him. He is going to have issues in regards to a conflict abroad. This one's like is a flashing red light. There's going to be news of a conflict abroad, and there's disagreements here in regards to it's not weapons. It's not weapons. It's almost like it's some sort of an aid. It's almost like it's an aid. But the news, it's going to get muddled and it's not going to be good. And you're going to hear that this person may have had some stuck their little fingers in something they shouldn't have, because that line ends with the clouds, which is trouble, confusion, but it's also the king of clubs, which we've already designated this as the mango. Okay, so he's still causing trouble, but there's a conflict in particular that he's meddling in via phone calls or meetings here. That's the closest one, and it could have been someone smaller that visited. A smaller person, negotiation, visiting. This would be like at a large resort outdoors in a it's like an outdoor area, but it's almost like a resort as well, where there's vacations. See, outdoor resort, pretty relaxing vacation, but they worked on something and it's manipulative here. This sits in the House of Mountain, or House of Moon, sorry. But there's going to be a problem with a conflict for Biden next month, because it's like this is the friendship here fighting in that relationship. See? Disagreements. This person is corrupt as well. This ally, because he sits close to Biden, it shows physically and metaphorically that it's a close ally, close friend. But there's something wrong with them. They're corrupt, or they're taking something away in regards to this conflict. Let's see here. The next one is for November. We're seeing power in the government and a commitment to the community. But there's going to be some areas that there are going to allies in government here. There are some allies in government that are problematic with these two. Where there's a negotiation of some sort. They're trying to come up to a deal for the community and the public. And then something closes or there's a loss. I know that as of right now, Trump is talking to his allies in Congress to try to shut down the government before the election, as if that's going to do anything. No, it's not the Saudis. It's an ally, but they're causing trouble. Small ally causing trouble. Okay? And that's as far as I can go with that one. But there's something going on here where there's something public that closes. Also, let me see. Financial institutions promise something to the public as well. What is this? $19 in the house of 12. A powerful house. A person that manages the house. This is sitting in the house. In house. It's almost like I don't see the Republicans blocking the certification, because here it shows that it changes. Power changes. Here it shows that it changes as well. The government after the election changes. See that? So I wouldn't worry about the Republicans doing a fuckery in the House as well. Let me look at the House. It's sitting in House Mountain. This is September, October, November. Here's the column for December, but we're going to look at the House. The government is still partisan, still split here. The government is still partisan, but it's changed in her favor after the elections. Okay. But you're still going to have enemies that are partisan in the House that are going to try to cause Kamala trouble this way, because the House is sitting on House Mountain. Mountain's up here. Enemies in the House in a partisan government. The bouquet is happiness and joy. It sits on the House of Woman. Okay. Lying and causing trouble. However, I would not concern myself too much with that, because it appears that it doesn't look like the enemies. This is the enemies in the House. If that's a lot of something, an abundance of something, it's cut off here. They're not in the majority. Let me see. The Senate is looking. There's a man in charge of the Senate, which that doesn't really help me at all. Older man, white hair. Older man with white hair, glasses. There's the leader. He's got this on top, crowning. I would say Jewish man, white hair, glasses. Well, that's certainly not McConnell, because I don't think McConnell's Jewish. And I'm only looking at the star as a symbol to represent faith, because it lines up this way. This is your spirituality right here and then here, with the key right next to it saying the answer is here. Look here. So with that said, down the road within the time frame of this tableau, which is 1 year, I would expect to start seeing subpoenas from members of the Senate for hearings, for people to come in to visit in regards to vacations that have been manipulated. And it comes from, here's the committee, follow it up. People in charge of a branch of government that makes decisions. They've made decisions in regards to pregnancy and have made it permanent here. This institution has held hearings. There's dogmatic stuff, religion, stuff that's been taken away and stolen, and a lot of criticism. Criticism on their ethics here, their purity. So within the time frame of this tableau, whenever that is. Hey, Sebastian. Senate hearings for at least this is an older pair. Okay, a married older pair. All right. This person is going to be given an invitation to come in to a committee. That one I can see very clearly. That's the only one. So I'm thinking that's clearance over there. I do not see expansion of the court within the time frame set on this tableau. I do not. There might be talks around it, but for some reason the decision is not made. Because here's the courts. Okay. There's expansion here. So you go courts, change, increase, expand here. It looks like it's this way. It looks like it's in meetings are being had about it on how to fix this. Because if you look before it, there's a lot of criticism about the ethics. Here's an ethics committee as well. So there's a lot of criticism, whipping its own house, ethics here. Corruption, a lot of corruption, and just general fuckery, if you will. The conversations are there, but I don't see it right now, or at the end of this tableau. Okay. It's almost like there's a team working on it to start building a plan. I would have to do a grand tableau on clearance to see where he's at in regards to retirement, because this here shows someone goes on vacation to relax, but this is also retirement because it has to do with old age and it sits in its own house, and then vacation, and then work or something that's being manipulated. Okay. So I'll have to do one on him. Also, Birds is knighting here to the ring. This married older couple, one of the partners was on the phone communicating about a campaign or a party. We all know who that is. And Rider here to the clouds, this person is just, it's messed up in the head, confused, a liar this way. Okay. Now, okay, we're talking about December, January. January, she's good. Okay, so there's improvements to the gaining of the majority, a lot of success here, and getting what she desires, though it comes at a price with a sacrifice. These two are marrying each other. I didn't even catch that when I did this. Hold on. Oh, no, that's wrong. No. 24 to 36. 36 goes to 9. Okay. She might not get everything that she wants, but there's general success and gaining. She's gaining. So the House improves here. And then if this is the Senate, it's this way. It's not small. Small is way over here to the left of it. Small is way over there to the left of it. It goes this way. Okay. there's a decision that needs to be a very stern decision about a very problematic, persistently problematic enemy abroad that has been engaging in hacking here. But the money gets cut off. So I don't know if this is in regards to more sanctions or sanctions for executives, but there's more sanctions of some sort. Like the money gets cut off, businesses get cut off. It's almost like their access to something that was stable gets taken away, but it's from abroad. And it may also have to do with energy. So February, you're going to start seeing work on projects in regards to healthcare. Healthcare here, projects, and then there's the work. So a lot of work around healthcare, surgeries, access here. This is surgeries here, okay? This is established. Access, that was taken away. This is in the House of Mice. Who took it away? These people, okay, that were taken away get restored. So there's that. That's February, right? September, October, November, December, January, February. That's around February. So it's around the restoration of healthcare here. Wait, September, October, November, December, January, February. February and March. These two columns right down this way. The restoration of access to surgeries for pregnancies this way. Okay. Or so you could be looking at abortions, IVF, all that other stuff. But there are also deeply rooted, long-standing laws that need to be decided on and put on the books to make permanent. And it has to do with access to something via travel or via the mail. This is mail. Okay, so what's that one law that Project 2025 was going after? Because this is a project right here. The playbook for the people that were going to try to fuck up everything. What was that one law that that Project 2025 was trying to use to get rid of the pills so people couldn't get them and prosecute people for mailing it? Because this has to do with mail. So changing it to where this is permanent so that the mail doesn't get blocked. Comstock Act, thank you. So there's work towards that. But it's all like these two columns talk about like the restoration of something with healthcare in regards to pregnancies and births here. So whatever, anything that encompasses that, and it's broad too, because it's followed here by the what do you call it? The stars. It's very broad. Okay, so I would think that they're going to try to get all access. Comstock Act, abortion control, IVF, everything. They're going to try to cement all of it. And there's one that they take away. So I don't know if that's taken away, the Comstock Act or whatever that is, but it's like it's taken away. There's going to be litigation about it though. There's going to be a shitstorm around it because it's partisan. And here, half, okay, the Crossroads is number 22. How many states right now have anti-abortion bans? Is it in the 20s? They're going to criticize her for abusing power abuse, woman, but she's innocent. See? This whole thing, when we get here, as time goes on and we start to go this way in the tableau, that shit's going to hit the courts. they're going to try to, the states, local, it's almost like part of the country here, part of the country, and the divided states are going to try to turn this around and take it to the courts. It's 30. How many states have apps? Can somebody Google that for me, please? Because this is 22. So government decision pregnancy. This is saying 22. Hold on. My arms are messed up. Hold on. Oh my God, my arm. Come on. "27 states have abortion bans." So 14 states have a total abortion ban. 27 states have abortion bans based on gestational duration, and 8 states have banned abortion at or before 18 weeks. And 19 states ban abortion at some point after 18 weeks. The crossroads is the card, the crossroads is the card of choices and decisions, but it's also card number 22. When was that? When did the court decide to kick it back to the states? Two years ago? Well, either way, they're going to be working. It's like this whole situation here, pregnancies and healthcare, is like one of the first things that gets tackled, because it's at a point where it's this is sitting in the House of Clouds. No. This is sitting in the House of Clouds. A lot of chaos in regards to surgeries that are causing problems, and surgeries that are lies that are causing lives to die. Does that make sense? So, fish in the House of Clouds, a lot of chaos. Scythe in the House of Snake, lying about surgeries. Tree in the House of Coffin, life, bye-bye. Okay? So this is like one of the first things that's on the agenda. It gets done. But when you go this way, it's gonna be a fucking fuckery in the courts. And it's almost like they'll try to appeal and say you can't do that because that was a Supreme Court decision. You cannot because if this is a choice and a decision, it was overturned. Here. You see what I'm saying? So the conflict and arguments come in that you can't overturn a Supreme Court decision, and she did. That's where the criticism comes in regards to her character and her experience, because here, abusing her power. I wouldn't worry about it, though. You're going to see the small people, the little people that are not in power, okay? Because the enemies here lose the power. They lose if this is the enemy, a lot of it, well, it gets cut down here. So the little people, there's this. They're going to try that shit again, but it doesn't go anywhere at all. And by that shit, I mean, impeachment, because that's their solution to everything. We don't like what you're doing, we're going to impeach. Oh, Joe Biden lowered gas prices, we're going to impeach. Oh, Joe Biden tried to feed hungry kids at school, we're going to impeach. I mean, it's just, I wouldn't worry about the noise because they're small over here. Okay. And at that point, when we get to this side, it's just going to be a lot of yelling and screaming, mouthpieces on Twitter going to making the rounds on platforms that are favorable to them to yell and scream and talk about grievances. This is opportunity. There's a grievance. It's almost like a media campaign, you know. So, and these people are just problematic. The little people here, they knight over here to the troublemaker. Okay. Now. There is as we move in, this is, we talked about all the projects. As soon as it's like she hits the ground running with healthcare and restoring the rights for abortion and getting rid of the law that tries to take it away from the male and all that stuff. There is another thing that's going on here that has to do with an investigation into some celebrities. This is Fox in the House of Moon. Some celebrities. You follow it this way. Oh, look at that. From abroad. Okay, and it comes from a party. So that would be that's still an ongoing thing. These people are not optimistic. Cloud, or the child goes to the sun, that would be a lot of energy and optimism. The sun's followed by the clouds here. Very pessimistic, gloom and doom, World War III, we're all going to die. We're going into the Great Depression, da 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 da. And you go outside and you look and, hey, look, the sun's shining and the gas prices are low. And oh my gosh, look, the rising cost of foods and groceries have gone down. And do you see what I'm saying? So it's that saying that we say, tapar el sol con un dedo. It's such a stupid lie that everybody else can see that it's a lie. Let me see. Where is Tim Walz? Where's her little buddy? Where is he? Because this is Biden. There's Kamala. Where's Tim? He would be below her. This is the only man I can find that's below her. There's also we've already seen it, criticism. This is the card of maturity, of your character, heritage, but it's also the card for veterans and military service. Criticism on his service, which we all know that's a thing, and it's still going to be a thing. I mean, basically, it's just going to be the same bullshit because they don't have anything. Look at her line. That's success, 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 success. And she's very intelligent and smart and knows her shit. But what do they have? It's like they're just slinging spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. All they have is slander. So I'm thinking this might be Walt, because he would be sitting below her because he's an assistant to her. See how Biden is up here? She falls below Biden because Biden is her superior. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking this would be Waltz here. The only other man that I see is this one here, but it sits on her same line. Unless this is saying that this is a very good, happy, very successful partnership here, an agreement that they both have for success here and for access to intelligence and access to working on stuff together. So he's either this one or this one. I would be leaning more towards this one because this one covers more military as well, and he is a veteran. So I would lean more towards this. There's another person here who maybe it's somebody new. It would be someone new that is in her cabinet, her administration. This is the closest entourage. Um, so there's Walt. There's a woman here that's very prominent, a man, and two women here that are very, 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 very prominent in her administration. This person is a little bit further away. This is a man, another man further away, and this is a woman down here that's further away, and another man further away. But the closest tight knit in the within her administration, this woman. Thanks, Kish or Keisha. This woman here, and she is a woman, and she sits in the house of child. And then there's another woman here that sits in the house of dog. So there's a woman here that there's something in her role in the administration that is either having to do with children or yeah, I would say children because the child goes to the ring. And then the storks here is sitting on the house of fox. So this is someone maybe like the Department of Labor or something because the foxes work. This man here sits in the house of mountain. So whoever this is, bald or partially balding. House is the King of Hearts. It's sitting in the house of mountain. Follow it up. Mountain's up here. Mountain is the head. Crossroads in the house of child. So this right here, and this would be like hair. So there's this person here that's bald or partially balding. That's in her administration. I don't know who that is because that sounds a lot like Tim Walz, but Tim Walz is here. So I don't know who that is. And I can't give you names, y'all. Sorry. There are executives, top level people here and here. As well as here, national security and national security and intelligence. There's something here about a program as well that deals with space. This is a space program. These are like airports and roads here. I would venture to say the new administration that comes in, there is some turnover here, but it looks like some people stay. See, this is turnover, they stay. So she might make some changes here and there, but it's like some people just don't leave because they're really good at their job and she's very happy with their performance, so they stay. One of them might be a person around transportation. See here, you follow it this way. Travel, and this is an airport. That person stays. So maybe Pete Buttigieg stays. It's almost like there's not a whole new administration. There's some changes, but it's not grand, huge, ginormous changes. It doesn't look like, if I'm looking at just this little box here. Overall, it's a overhaul overall from the last administration, but there's like a core group that stays, that she has worked with, that she has partnerships with, um, that she's very happy with. Just looking at this little box. And I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are touching this one directly. So there's 5 people that I can see. These two, it's a little bit further. This one's a little bit further. So it's almost like they're, if this is the circle of trust, they're almost like just on the outside of it. So there's an immediate entourage that stays. Maybe a couple of people outside of that immediate stay, like their assistants or something like that. And then the other stuff, there might be some turnover, but it doesn't look like it's super broad. Like everybody's gone and she has to scratch the whole thing and start over again, if that is making any sense. Let me see here. There is one line here that I'm not exactly liking at all. But it's not an immediate line. It's almost like it's a line of influence. And it's this one here. Suffering woman, news of a loss. Suffering woman. News that a woman is suffering and there's a loss here. But it's not a direct line. The cross is sitting on house bouquet, and the bouquet goes back to her. It's in the house of woman. Hold on. Cross in the house of bouquet. That goes back to woman. Dog. Clover. Writer. Ah, okay. I see now. Letter. Okay. See how she's got the whip over her head? So this is what's immediately on her mind, okay? It's almost like it's going over and over and over again, the pressures. Hey, Karen, thank you. A lot of the pressure and a lot of the problems, the criticism, the attention to detail, the burden that it's going to be to take on the job and do a good job, a very hard job, and be successful and be recognized at your job as the executive of one of the biggest countries on the whole fucking planet. Okay, that's a huge responsibility. Okay, so that's immediately weighing on her head. But there's criticism here. If you look at where she goes, she's got the cross here. That's the burden that she's carrying, right? Burden in the house of bouquet. Bouquet is in the house of woman. Burdening the joyous woman. Woman in the house of dog. She was the assistant, look to the right, to Joe Biden, who's the executive. She got lucky, dog in the house of Clover. There's Clover right there. When this person's power stopped because it was handed to her for her to advance and move forward, Clover in the house of Writer, and get on the ballot and be successful. So it's almost like when they're done accusing her of abusing power, which is this way, it's almost like they're going to say she couldn't have done this on her own. That's why Joe Biden had to pull a switcheroo because she couldn't get elected on herself. Nobody wanted her, so that's why Joe Biden had to handpick her and scoot her in at the last minute. Okay? Gossip, you know, but at the same time, it just kind of, I would say it just bothers her a little bit because this line here, suffering woman, news of a loss, it's not something that makes her not be able to sleep at night, but it's almost like the tower is over here. She's confident. Okay. She's confident and she's willing to put in the hard work and make herself shine. Like I said earlier, 2 of the celestials are immediately next to her. I would have liked to see them above, but they're super close. Okay. So it's almost like, okay, now I have to prove myself, because now they're saying that the only reason I got this job was because it had to be handed to me. Bouquet in the house of woman, gifted to the woman who was the friend of the guy that's the executive. That's how she got lucky. Am I making sense? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? She's going to have that burden, but it's almost like it's in the background. Like, okay, yeah, all right, whatever, move on. So it's almost like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like it's diminishing her, as the Republican Party does to all women. Women don't have value. The only way we can get something is if it's handed to us. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's a criticism here. And again, like I said, get ready for, oh, she's abusing her power, blah, blah. Power abusing woman this way. Just no, don't even. She'll be fine. Let's see. Yeah, that whole thing for Biden perhaps having some sort of a surgery for like a kidney stone or a bladder stone or something, that's not until September, October, November, December, January, March, April, around May, possibly. Nothing serious. The tree is sitting too far. So I don't know if this is gallbladders, bladder stones, kidney stones, but there's a surgery here. The card to the left would tell me kidneys and bladder stones, but nothing serious. Let me see. And then again, with the shit getting caught up in the courts, this would be around June. It would still be an ongoing thing with legal battles going over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Legal battles, court cases here around overturning decisions that had to do with pregnancies, surgeries. But there's other decisions here that they are overturning and challenging the court on. And they're putting pen to paper, making it permanent right here. So this way, it's almost like there's stuff here that they took away, that this court in a decision took away. Let me see. What is this? What is this? Because this is taken away. Okay, this is the taking away of the surgeries. But there's something here about something here that the court decided. Again, this is not until, you see, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, around June of 2025. Something that the court decided that took away because of criticism, voting, choices. Okay, so and then there's something that gets taken to vote and get made into law, and it lands here. So there's something that the court took away that had to do with voting, but then it gets overturned, and there's another one that comes up for a vote that put pen to paper and make it permanent. So I don't know if that's the John Lewis thing or maybe something else along those lines. There's that. There's another thing here too. Hold on. The Chevron deal would be right here. This is energy. Energy, executive. Energy, financing, financial institution, financing the courts, criticizing this, taking it away. If this was the choice, it gets turned around, and then it gets made into It gets righted. So it's almost like all the stuff that this thing has been doing, here it shows it gets turned around, turned around, turned around, course correct. There, not all of it, but a good chunk going into May and June, it's overturning decisions from here. This body made a decision, and then it gets changed and overturned here. Okay. We talked about one that had to do with voting, to the person that said the Chevron Pat. Thank you very much. That's right here. And it knights. See? It knights this way. It knights this way. Let me see. And that may also, the action that is going to come from a committee for ethics here. See here, committee, ethics. It falls right in the same line with the courts. A lot of the criticism that she's going to get about abusing her power is how the choices that the court has made are being changed. Okay. So, but that is still a process that's going to take a little bit of time to achieve to its conclusion or do what they can. And it's almost like when she gets into office, right? It's almost like hitting the ground running and trying to rush and do everything as fast as you can because the window is small. Clover is sitting in the house of Rider. The Rider is an action card, meaning this house, house 1, is a house of action. This is opportunity. But this opportunity is small and it fleets. Look at the number. It's 2. Okay, so it's almost like trying to get ahead and do as much as you can in 2 years before the following election where she could potentially lose the majority. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? They won't be able to get everything, but you're going to be, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at everything that gets turned. Let me see. She's going to be a very popular person here. Except, the partisan people don't like her, but very popular. Let me go get something. I'm going to go refill my sippy cup, and I got to get something that was just delivered. Do you guys mind if I step away? And I'm going to go stretch out my arm too. Just give me a second. You guys just like hang out and talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, wait, let me see. I got an email. Oof. Okay. Another thing about these two that are sitting in their own houses, conflict, peace. Okay. So trying to bring peace to the conflicts. Now, the question that is on everybody's mind, the debate. Here's Kamala Harris. Here's Spanky McSpankerton. This would be the debate up here. You can't get these two to talk. This is outside of that box. Okay. This shows debate, but it doesn't fit in this box. It's outside. Does that make sense? Either way, she's the one that walks away with the sunshine and the success and the accolades here. Another thing, party members and party union, even from those that are outside, bipartisan. This is partisan because it goes two ways, union and the party. So a coalition. With that said, there's going to be criticism. Okay? This way. Whip, knights here to birds. Verbal criticism, a lot of gossip from the people that are little, the minority. And perhaps seniors in the old guard here, that Kamala needs to move more to a place that is in the center. Follow it this way. No. Again, this is for 1 year. I'm not saying this is going to be a conversation that comes up tomorrow, next week, next month. During the timeline of this tableau, there might be on the media a lot of talking about how she did a great job of this coalition, bipartisan coalition, and this party is the when she's the executive of the government, she's running a coalition of both parties. But there are some critics from the old guard that are going to say that she is too extreme and she needs to go a little bit more to the center. No. This way. She stays where she's at. Okay. Just because you had 3 exits with Donald Trump: impeachment 1, impeachment 2, and the convention, and you let him drag you into the dumpster. You don't get to drag us with you too to fill the vacuum. No. And you can't even negotiate with these people in good faith, so don't know what to tell you there. There might, because this here shows, if this is the House, not just the administration, but the actual House of Representatives and the Senate, there is a change in the leadership. I'm not sure. I don't know where he would be at if Moses gets to stay as Moses, Mike, or if he. So I would have to do a tableau on him, because this is showing a change in the administration. Those closest to the inner circle stay. There's some changes, but not very much. With that core group of people, there's broad changes when she has the majority. There's broad changes. that she wants to be made, but she understands and she knows, she has knowledge that her window of opportunity is very, very small. So you got to get it quick and get it done. Okay. So for house leadership, on her team, there's a man here. On the opposition team, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Because if there's opposition, well, House is sitting in the house of Mountain, which would be the enemy, the person that keeps blocking you. And that sits in the house of Tree. But this way it shows that there's changes. If this is the opposition, it changes here. So I would have to do I'm going to have to do a tableau on Mikey, or we can ask on Sunday, Jenny, if you're still there, because this shows changes in the house. I can see where she keeps the closest to the administration that's already in place. There's not a lot of change over there. Maybe on the further out there is, but the core does not change. But for leadership in the house, even the minority party, it's almost like, if I'm interpreting this correctly, there's a change there. So Moses Mike, if this is him, which I don't know why that would make sense, because it sits above here, meaning he would have control over this. So I don't think that's him. It would have to be somebody down here. And there's only this person, which is younger, which is male. There's a woman here that's very close to another man. And that's it. So I don't know. We're going to have to. Hey, Wes, thank you. We can ask that on Sunday. I'll try to make a note of it and ask Jenny. We can read that on that. Because if you ask me, leadership in the house has done a real shit effing job of giving, anybody a reason to let them. Well, maybe this is him because he's next to the birds. A young speaker that leads the party here. Young speaker delivers news from the party, and it's a man. So this doesn't, on this line here, it doesn't show change. It shows that he's below. It doesn't show change, but it shows that the party itself, not good here. He's not in a good position here. So we can ask on Sunday, because the change is up here. It doesn't talk. They're too far away. Got it, Jenny? Thank you so much. Because I'm having a difficult time seeing if there's a change in the minority leadership. Now that with the help of the person in the chat, I think I've identified Moses as this person down here. But it shows a big change in the house to where she gets the majority. A lot of change. See what I'm saying? Power change. Where they were blocked, where Biden's power was blocked because of a partisan house, it gets opened up here. He didn't have the majority. It gets opened up here. Okay. What else was I looking at? We talked about critics and wanting her to move more to the center. Because see, the party is here. Ignites here. Critics to the party. She needs, this would be, if this is society, this is gifts. So criticism of she's too socialist, she's too Marxist, she's too communist, even though all those ideologies are different. We all know that, but these morons know that their audience doesn't know that. Um, there's going to be criticism there in regards to that, and media talking points that she needs to move closer to their side. And it's like, no, dude, you guys fell off the cliff. We're not joining you. We're not joining you. There is going to be a lot of financial funding for a unit in government that monitors and controls, and regulates social media. Because of misinformation here. Trolls, misinformation. There's a person that has a contract. See that? That's a contract. Social media. This person here, government contract, financial government contract, social media, trolls, okay? Trolls here. They have a contract with the government for something to do with space. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. This person has access to secrets. See that? Access, secrets. That access gets taken away. Sits in the house of mice. That sits in the house of mice. But it's not until after this. So this needs to come first. It's an investigation. There's information that is secret that we do not yet know that is classified here. Okay. It's almost like they're being monitored this way. But there's something here that they're doing that's very covert. But this person receives contracts from the government in huge sums. Huge sums. And they're an executive. They're in the house of house. They're an executive. If this is social media, this is the home page or the home office. You picking up what I'm putting down? So like, if these were closer together, you could say like the homepage of Facebook. Okay. But this is, if you follow it this way with little birds where people go to talk on social media, little birds, contracts for the government, huge sums of money, links and ties to social groups that are Lily White. Again, the Lily's in its own house, which is a big flashing light. What else is in its own house? The whip. So Lily White, people that are aggressive, angry, fighting, critical, abusive. Okay. And this social media confuses. This sits in the house of key. Okay. So covering up access, covering up truth, covering up the answers. Do you see what I'm saying? The access to it gets taken away. But there's also this social media thing here has ties and access to something that's coming from abroad that's dangerous. Follow the line up this way. Yes, Pat, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. I don't see that platform being shut down, even though he might start screaming that they're going to shut it down. What they might shut down is the government funding for something that, or a government contract that he has, because this is a government contract that's going here to this to a campaign or a platform where there's a huge audience. Well, that closes. Okay. Let me see. Hey, Peggy, how you doing, Mom? Let me see. That's the contract for stuff in space here. Contract, government contract. There's a space program. That's going to get looked into. That is going to get looked into. Because if this is access, this is sitting in the House of Mice. It's getting taken away. And access for, if this is the man, because this is the King of Hearts, his access to something there that is classified gets taken away. Yes, Tarian, Tari, I can't read that. I'm sorry. I'll just say Tara. Yes, Tara. I don't see him getting shut down. I just see a lot. I mean, a lot of looking into him. Business practices, where the money's coming from, who's funding it, why are they funding him, what he's doing with government programs and government contracts, why is he cutting off access here, why does he have access to secrets here, if this is the person that is the executive of this social media site, he's sitting in the House of Mountain. What did we say that was? Enemy. Two sides. Actually more than one, because the crossroads is double or multiples. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So I'll have to do a GT on him as well. Let me write this down. Hold on before I forget. What's his name? Okay. That guy's trouble. He sits in the House of Mountain. If house is domestic, where you live, your home, and it sits in the House of Mountain, domestic, enemy. Mountain is enemy, blockages, obstructions. Also a powerful enemy, domestic enemy that has access to government contracts. Okay. Let's see here. But there's something financial here with him too. Because if this is him, he sits in the House of Mountain. Remember, we talked about the enemy. Follow it up. It knights here to financing. Big, huge financing. It knights up here to the fish, money. It knights here, or right next to it, the ring. Well, that would be dual citizenship, Jen, because it's two residences here. You see what I'm saying? Two residences. So I'm going to do a GT on him and we'll take a look. Unless you want to read on him on Sunday, but I can do it too, so it's no big deal. The ring is also something of value. Now with that, shit, I lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere with that and it just slipped out of my brain. Shit, hold on. Wait. I was going somewhere and it just slipped. Okay, you all have seen the news about the social media influencers that were getting paid $400,000 a month to spew Russian propaganda. If this is Elon Musk, the executive, Bear executive in the House of House, follow the house. House is in the House of Mountain. The executive that has 2 residences but is a powerful enemy. He owns this social media site. These 2 sit over him. Again, with the rule of the tableau, near and far, but also what's above and what's below. Because of where the bear, which is not a pip, okay, meaning it's not a person character. The mountain is not a person character, but this one is. That's the King of Diamonds, okay? This is the Queen of Hearts. That's the Queen of Diamonds, okay? So if this is Elon Musk, dual citizenship, financed by powerful enemies. There was a report that just came out that showed all the ties to everybody that helped him finance to get ownership of Twitter. This would be the executive of here, which is reiterated by where this house sits. Okay. And who was it? Russian oligarchs, some Saudis, some people from China, I think. And also with this new thing that came out with what's his name, Merrick Garland. With Merrick Garland, the indictment, people took screenshots of how many times Elon Musk was promoting that news network. What was it called? It started with the T. What was the name of that company, Jenny? Yes, that indictment does get bigger. Look here, it spreads. If that's the indictment here, spread. Tenet, he was blowing up Tenet. People took screenshots, and you can just see, I mean, he was just promoting it all over the place. He was using his social media platform to promote propaganda that was funded by a powerful enemy. So you have a domestic powerful enemy that's an executive to the home base of a social media site that confuses and causes trouble and covers up the truth. Manipulates. Here, change. Okay? But it sits in the house of Fox. Manipulation, crafty manipulation, changing things, manipulating to where you're controlling the narrative. Bear is about control. At night's here. Control the platform and manipulate it. So I'm going to have to do a GT on him. Because if this is him, if you follow him this way, there's trouble. Trouble here, trouble here, trouble here. And he falls in this line here. So, but I'll have to look at him separately. He's not even a capitalist, Raymond. I would argue he's not a capitalist. And not only that, but he has been promoting civil unrest in foreign countries as well. I saw an article a couple of weeks ago where the UK was talking about banning Twitter in their country because of how he's where he is promoting social discord and calling for civil unrest. Here, civil unrest. Now, for those of you that are asking if there's going to be another insurrection, I don't see it. The one that we did, let me get my notes. Hold on, give me a second. It's got to be towards the beginning. Hold on. Yep, the one that we did. Check this out. It's the first grand tableau in this book. This was Donald J. Trump. We did this in February of 2022. Right? Where was Trump? Hold on. No, it's not this one. It's not this one. Shit, it's in another notebook. Hold on. No, it's in another notebook. God damn it. This is the one that showed the indictments, and that the one that involved a woman was the one that was going to stick. If you guys go back, we did Jenny, Johnny, and I did a grand tableau, and they helped me. Back in September of 2019, and the insurrection was showing clear as day in this line. This line here, this line here. I do not see that. Why? Because Trump is down here. Power is up here. In that old tableau where Donald Trump was trying to steal the election, he was down here. The bear was in its own house. The sun was in its own house. Bear, power. Sun, a lot of energy. Something very, very hot. Optimism. So what caused it was he was in power. He was trying to control and remain in power and not transition out. Here, he's not in power. See, the power is up there. For him to get power, that doesn't happen. Here, losses. Do you see what I'm saying? So I do not see another insurrection. There might be some civil unrest, but it doesn't look like it's close to the elections, because if this is the election here, the civil unrest is way over here. Do you see what I'm saying? So it might be some fuckery around more local levels, like in certain states. This is swing states right here. These are swing states right here. So the fuckery, I wouldn't say civil unrest on the scale where the National Guard needs to come in, I don't think. But there's going to be a lot of fighting and perhaps oppression, and suppression around the polling areas in swing states. And why I can say swing states, this is an action card. It's in its own house. This is elections, choices, alternatives, options. This is an action card. The storks is about improvement and change and pregnancies and moving somewhere. This card here, and it's an action card. This card here, the movement is left and right. The movement on this one is back and forth. Okay? Put those two together. It's like a pendulum, the swing states. Swing states. This shows that she is successful in the swing states. Right here, success. But closer to those areas, there might be intimidation. But the intimidation looks like it comes from local governments or local elected officials. This is official, elected, local. Here's the suppression and oppression here. Okay? But she's looking good in the swing states. There might be like maybe two. This would be two. That there's some fuckery going on there where things are getting taken away, thrown out. So if you are in one of the swing states, check your voter registration. Make sure that your driver's licenses are up to date. All of your paperwork that you need for your state. Make sure you're good. Okay. And there's going to be, I think there's also going to be some problems between the big government and local governments about this fuckery here. And that's going to open up another can of worms, because it's like, well, we're the states, the federal government can't tell us what to do. Well, yeah, when you're breaking laws, they can. So that's going to be a fuckery. But the swing states, that there looks like two that might be There's two actually that I can see very clearly that go for her, but it's almost like it gets stolen. Two right here, two local that switch. It changes, it switches, but it gets manipulated and it's taken away here. One, and they're both in two areas that are hot. Two states that are hot. One state is closest to where there was something that was blocked for people coming and going, immigration. This leaves and returns. Okay, the birds, not the birds, storks leave in the winter and return in the spring. Okay, migrants. There was something that was supposed to be voted on for migrants that was blocked. That state gets, there's going to be fuckery there. Okay, around an election. There's fuckery in that one, and then there's fuckery in another one. Hold on. They're both in hot places, though. Hot immigrants. Hold on. One, two, three, four, five. They're both hot places. Hold on. There's a lot of immigrants in both places. A lot. Hold on. A lot of immigrants. The other one has a lot of bad weather. It has a lot of bad weather. There's problems in this one too with businesses. This one here. Hold on. Let me think. This one here that has a lot of immigrants, bad weather, it's not a complete island. It's not, it's still attached. So it's almost like because this and this is an island. This is not an island, but it's surrounded by water. Large bodies of water. Bad weather. A lot of immigrants in both of these places. Well, both of those places get close or very close outside of the swing states, but that ends up in fuckery. These two end up in fuckery right here. Follow that line. So, so we're looking at swing states. There's going to be some problems with a couple of the swing states, and then two states that are not swing states that are trending to swing because of this. This is an action card. This is an action card, and that's also an action card. Penis shaped. Well, it would be like the whip is the male sexual organs. So there's going to be, again, with the near and far, see how close these two are and how close these two are and how close these two are? It gets close. I mean, close. Okay? because of how it presents here in proximity to the cards to each other. Okay, there's going to be fuckery there. Jenny, I hope you're taking notes so we can ask questions on your channel on Sunday. It shows that she loses them, but they're stolen. They're stolen. Gets taken away. This sits in the house of Scythe. Scythe is in the house of Snake. So the loss gets taken away and it's changed and manipulated. But there's intimidation here from the government. See that? Oppression, guilt, punishment, taking something away, criticism, punishment, pain from the government around elections here. But there's two that I can see very clearly. No. No, I don't see it. This is November this way. So I would have to look at this line and this line. There's going to be, like we were talking about before, there's going to be some fuckery in the courts. Some of the swing states here, there's 2 states that we talked about here that are, again, metaphorically, see how close these are? How close? That closeness is indicative of how close the results are. Okay, there's going to be fuckery there. But the delays are not in this line. The delays are up here. Do you see what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of legal fights, but eventually the results are achieved. And the results do not favor the fuckwad. Okay? They're going to have to throw out a crap shit ton of votes and fuck it up so bad, and the Supreme Court's going to have to stick their dicks in everybody's face to hand the win to Donald Trump. Okay, it's not going to be like Bush v. Gore, where they stopped it and then they took it immediately. No, this would have to be on a whole new level of fuckery to give it to Trump. The results, okay? The results are solid this way. And they're very vast. It sits in the house of stars. And of course, roll the playbook. The election was stolen. Stolen, you're going to see that repeated. The ballots were fraudulent. Again, the criticisms are going to be repeated. Follow this line here. Ballots manipulated. Ballots were hiding. Ballots were covered up. The results are fraudulent. Roll 2020 all over again. That's the same shit you're going to see here, minus the insurrection, minus all that other shit. It's just going to, it's just going to be in the courts. Okay. The fuckerhead here, down here at the bottom, does not get what he desires. Fuckhead over here, he sits on the house of key, his access. Don't get it. Why? Look how far the access is to him. He doesn't get it. Okay. Coffin sits in the house of fish. Loss, a lot of losses, an abundance of losses. Okay. The snake sits in the house of anchor. Persistent lying, persistent trouble, persistent betrayals. Okay. And then the heart sits in the house of cross. He's not going to get what he desires. If this is his desire, what he wants, it suffers. He will not get it. So Trump loses the majority. He doesn't gain access. He's going to capitulate by a big loss, because it sits in the house of fish. The fish is a lot, an abundance of losses. Go back to the playbook. lie, 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 because I didn't get what I wanted. Okay? Okay. Any questions? Questions from the chat? See if we can find it in the tableau. Any questions? It's all here. Exactly, Monique. Exactly. And what I think helps with that is this is a party, okay? The public, where there's a large audience of people. This is the ring, which is a membership to this party, okay? The membership to this party becomes home. This party, Knights over here to the stars, expansive, broad, vast. It sits in the house of crossroads, bipartisan, an agreement between opposing sides. Here, the stars sits in the house of crossroads. Crossroads, it's right here. So it's not exactly sharing power, but it's a coming together of two opposing, coming to a crossroads and deciding to stick together, if that makes sense. And also here, party, conservative, unite, success, and this becomes home, their home base, because of the happiness and joy. Look at this guy. What is this guy offering? Okay, the King of Clubs. What is he offering? Doom and gloom, depression and losses, lies, and you can't get what you want because of somebody else. Who the fuck wants to vote for that? You know, so no. I can go back and look at Spanky's grand tableau. Give me a second. This was in June, July, August, September, October. Wait. Let me see. Hold on. June, July, August, September. Even in his grand tableau that we did in June, okay? Spanky is sitting right here in the House of Woman. Remember the tableau that we did? I misinterpreted it saying that he wanted to go up against Kamala Harris. He wanted Joe Biden to step out. I misspoke because we did see Joe Biden stepping out. I fucked up by saying he wanted it to happen. No, he did not want it to happen. Joe Biden stepped out. He sits in the House of Woman. I said in that tableau he thinks he can control her or he can overpower her. No, I was wrong there. It's him that's opposing Trump. Okay, so this is the column for June, July, August, September, October. We have the dog. We have the ship. We have the lilies. We have the clover. Nowhere in this line is the birds, and nowhere in this line is the whip. As a matter of fact, the whip is way over here, and the birds is, where's number 12? Is way over here. So, and the woman is way over here. Woman is here. Whip is here. Birds is here. And Donald Trump is right here. That does not make a clear square. I can't make these talk to each other because they're sitting at an angle. Does that make sense? I would have to go this way, and even still, no. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be a debate, but it's not clear here. The debate with Biden shows up because there was Joe Biden. Dog, stars, fish, whip. There's the debate. Okay? And then bear, child, coffin, and rider. This is when Joe Biden performed badly at the debate and he ended the race. News of Biden ending the race. Dog in the house of Ryder, Ryder in the house of Coffin, Coffin right before it. He news that he's ending the race. Bad press, but the opportunity goes to the woman. Clover in the house of Ring, okay? And it hits the woman here, and she sits directly in this line. Dog, moon, woman, and then tower. It's like he gifts it to her. He passes the torch to her. Okay, so but even here, even here the debate was not clear because Trump is here, Biden is here. The debate is over here, so it's not lining up. Do you see what I'm saying? In Harris's tableau, she's here, Trump is here, and the debate is up here. It sits outside of this. It sits outside of here. See, it's on the top. It doesn't fit into the box. You know what? Let me do something. Yeah, actually, I already did it. So his line, his chain around the tableau is the clouds to the mice, to the scythe, to the snake, to the anchor, to the bear, to the house, mountain, tree, coffin, fish, and then clouds. Okay, so if that's his chain around the tableau. So oh no, that's the key. Hold on. That was the key. Let me do the clouds. Hold on. So it goes clouds to key to mice to scythe to snake, anchor, bear, house, mountain, tree, coffin, fish, and then clouds. Okay. What card is 31? That's the sun, sunflower. So, and it's right here. And it's in the house of Tower. Okay. So Trump's chain is clouds to key, to mice, to scythe, to snake, to the anchor, to the bear, to the house, to the mountain, tree, coffin, and then fish. This line does not show a debate. It shows that Donald Trump wants to gain access by stealing, taking away, thievery, okay? Rupturing something and taking it away. Both of these cards are losses. This takes away and this takes away. They're both losses, okay? When he loses, he's going to lie with the snake. Snake goes to anchor. Persistent lying, we've seen this playbook. Okay? He wants power to the house. His access and power to the house is blocked. Okay? His stability and his growth comes to an end and he loses by a lot. There's a lot of losses. The plan that he has with the people to lie and cheat and scheme, the mice is not only a thief, but it's also a team of people that work together. Okay, so right here, mice knighting here to the ring. We keep seeing this over and over and over again. An agreement to steal something, criminal conspiracy. You're going to see that again. Okay, people working together in unison to steal something and take it away. Okay, his tableau, I'm going to look at it again, but it showed more indictments. So I would not be surprised. I'll have to go back and look at it again, but I will not be surprised if he pulls more fuckery that's going to get him indicted again. Okay? Yes, for the ethics in the Supreme Court. There will not so much her as an ethics ethics committee that comes in and starts investigations over a person and a partner, two people that have been taking vacations, relaxing vacations. They're going to look into that. But here's the ethics committee. Did that make sense? So, like I said, in his grand tableau in June, I did not see jail this year. And it's almost like next year, the chance is there, but he fucks it up in the courts. He's right here. He's got to go around this way, come around this way. When he gets to June, July, August, September, October, November, here's November. Wait, right? June, July, August, September, October, November, December. By January, he's still fucking shit up in the court. It's like it's stuck in the spin cycle. Whip, and then Storks, Book, Tower, Mountain. A lot of circular arguing over and over and over and over and over and delays in the court. That's January of next year. Okay? There is an overturning of a decision that a woman made in regards to documents that were secret, that were stolen. You're going to see that in the courts come January. I would not be surprised if he appeals it because executive privilege. Well, executive privilege, and you stole classified documents as a private citizen, I don't think that jives. Either way, so there's January, February, March, April. By May of next year, there's one case that looks like that one gains traction, but he's going to try to, this right here, this whole line, he's just going to try to muck it up and delay and delay and delay and delay and delay. There's one that breaks free, and it has to do with an affair. Heart, an affair. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. The classified documents case is already being turned over by January, but it's like it gets mucked up. Appealing. February. Here's March. Hold on. It's this one. March. Hold on, let me write this down so I don't lose my place. Okay, hold on. Okay, there's this one here. Where's the scythe? Yeah, it's like there's more indictments. This way here, and then this way here in April. There's one I can see very clearly in April. The one in April has to do with the secrets. The secrets, documents that were stolen, letter in the House of Mice. There's that one, and then where's the crossroads? Where is the crossroads? 22. No. Nope, not that one. Okay, so it's not Georgia or the elections. So this one is something that has secrets, papers stolen, and then in March is the one where the one for when he tried to overturn an election. storks here. Okay. Next to it is a cross. Guilty for trying to overturn something, or a difficulty trying to overturn something. But there's pain and guilt here. Well, where's the cross? The House of Crossroads is sitting there. See what I'm saying? So around March. I'm not sure if that one is federal or if it's the one in Georgia. I couldn't tell you. I'll have to look at it closer later on. But this is what I got for Kamala Harris tonight. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. Are there any questions before I wrap it up? Any other questions? Yeah, I just saw that, Miss Lady. Until November 26th. And I told you that he's just going to muck it up and delay. And that's why I said I don't see him going to jail or anything this year, not until the following year is when the shit hits the fan. He's going to try to delay as much as he can, but like around March, April, May, that's when all the stuff starts to clear up and he's just fucked. Okay? Any other questions before I go? I wrote myself a note here. I have Tim Walz on the schedule, JD Vance, and Elon Musk. I'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow with my wonky ass arm. It's been better, but I've been taking pain pills, and I don't want to be like jacking myself all up. But I'll try. Yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. And hope to see y'all next time. Sunday will be on Jenny's channel. Keep an eye out because I'm not sure if I'm gonna be on tomorrow. If, you know how I roll. You know how I roll. But if I feel like it, I just kind of pop on to just surprise, you know. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for hanging out. Have a great night. Peace out.